Hey everybody, Butch Hartman here. Do you like to draw? I like to draw. Why don't we do some drawing together? Let's draw one of my favorite characters from Fairly OddParents. I'm talking about the insane teacher, Mr. Crocker! And I love drawing Mr. Crocker. I've drawn him a number of times, but this time let's do a special drawing of Mr. Crocker. Do you know when Mr. Crocker says the words Fairy Godparents, he goes, Fairy Godparents! And normally we pop to 3 different poses of Mr. Crocker. Let's draw one of those poses. I call it a Crocker Freakout. So without further ado, let's draw a Crocker Freakout right now. Okay, so the Mr. Crocker Freakout pose. Now there's so many options here. And before we do a Freakout pose, I think we should start by drawing Mr. Crocker. I know I've done this before, but just a refresher course. Let's just kind of familiarize ourselves with what Mr. Crocker looks like, okay? His head is sort of a box. But let's do it this way. Go straight down, draw, that's the outside of his nose. Go straight like this, and then a little curve like that. Now, the top of his head, go a little bit above this line and go back, all the way like that. So it kind of gives us some volume for his head. Go to this side of this line, come down, and this is the top of his hair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hair, nose. Now go to this side of his head and come straight down. Now here's the fun part. Bring this down below his nose and then kind of curve over toward the rest of this area. And then put a ear right there with a little back, with a little number 6 right there. Straight down for his neck. Now his mouth just comes straight down from his nostril and then mouth goes all the way over there like that. Now somewhere down the center of his head, that's where his mouth, that's where the bottom of his jaw starts. Come straight down like that. He's not an attractive person. Okay, so now we're going to draw his glasses. I'm going to grab a thicker marker for this. I have a thicker marker here, and I'm going to use the thicker tab, or the thicker tip, and just kind of drag it across. Those are the top of his glasses. And then I'm going to draw his glasses. Like that. I love that sound of that marker. Don't you love that? Now his eyes are at the top of his glasses. Like that. And then his eyebrows straight down. Oh, he's very angry. And that's how you draw Mr. Crocker. And so that's his head shape. I'm going to put his collar right here. His back is like a hump shape right there. His tie comes straight down. His body comes straight down. His arm is very long and out of proportion. His hand comes down like this, couple of fingers, and that's how you draw Mr. Crocker. So we've drawn, now I always put 3 spots on his head here too. Give him some age spots there. So that's your basic Mr. Crocker. Now let's draw him in a freak-out pose when he says, Fairy Godparents! Now you have a lot of options here. I'm going to start with a line of action. Let's do this. Line of action, let's draw this. What's a line of action? Imagine this is the spinal cord of your character. Imagine the spine of the character, like from the head to the feet, the character's bending in a certain way, right? So I'm going to start with that. Let's see if I can follow this line of action. So if I know how to draw Mr. Crocker's head, I'm going to draw his face, right? Now I'm going to open his mouth, but I'm going to give it a wavy look, like his lips are quivering because he's going insane. So there we go. Remember now his head comes in, we're going to always follow that rule, come down, here's his ear, right? And then go down like that. So now you kind of see his face taking shape. I always give him some jagged teeth. Draw a line here, but stop, come down. Now go a little bit down, out, up. Now you see that tooth line's a little jagged, couple lines here, couple lines here. No, he's out of his mind. Now instead of going straight across for the glasses, I'm going to draw his glasses round. Right? I'm using the same pen. Just draw now one pupil can go there and one pupil can go there. So you see him kind of freaking out already. Now instead of going straight for the glasses, let's wave those as well. All right, so you see his glasses kind of freaking out. Let's give him a tongue, kind of a wavy shape. That's right, he's not stable. Everything is wavy here. Inside of his mouth, let's color it black. Remember now, I'm trying to follow this line of action. So here's his head, right? I gotta get the rest of his body in here. So the rest of his body, I'm gonna kind of give myself an imaginary line here. I'm going to draw his body like this, put a waistline there, bring his legs back, right? Leg back, leg up. So you see the line of action that I've followed here? This gives you a real cool indication of how your character can move. Still got a long way to go here. Now his arms, I can make them wavy too. Don't forget this is an elbow. We stop and then make this part wavy. Sleeves, straight down. Now he's got 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now his tie, he's got a collar, but his tie is probably wavy as well. Now, a couple important things. I've got to draw his eyebrows, 2 rectangles, always floating, never attached to his head, and his hair, also never attached to his head when he's in this mode. So just draw like a little spiky, jagged area up there. And now you've followed your line of action. You followed that, and now here's your Mr. Crocker Freakout. You can always add some spit. And again, this goes for any pose that you draw. Always draw, start with a line of action. It can be like this. It could be like this. It could be like this. It could be like that. In fact, take those lines and see if you can draw a Mr. Crocker pose based on each one of these lines. Now, any good artist will sign their work. Don't forget to sign it. And that's how you draw the Mr. Crocker Freakout.